it's a real thank you. The recording's in progress. This is I love this masterclass, and I do it from time to time because, we do a lot of energy work with the money that, especially if you're in my money mindset group, in the mastermind, we're doing energy work all the time. We're doing all the healing, clearing around money, generational programs and things like that. But we also just need the bulletproof mindset. We need the words. Words are really powerful, and the statements that we can make to ourselves around how we see things starts to become like the skeleton of us. It becomes the framework that we live our lives from. And I'm a big believer in doing the healing and the energy work. Otherwise, you're going to get around like a robot. And we don't want that. We want you to be in your full humanity. But we do need bulletproof mindset, especially if we're in business, like the question we just had a minute ago around, do I feel rejected if someone, a friend doesn't work with me? We've got to have really strong mental fortitude around what we believe in. And so this is basically what we're doing in this class. We're going through a whole list of different affirmations and ways you can think and what you could think instead. So, feel free to take snapshots of the screen if anything's jumping out. I really recommend too that the ones that are resonating with you, write them down, put them in your phone, set a silent alarm to them, and really wire them in as part of you. Because the exciting thing about being a human being is you get to choose your own beliefs. We forget that. We think we have to take on the beliefs of everybody else, but we actually get to choose our own beliefs. And you often find that the people that are really super successful have got really clear beliefs about what they want in their lives and who they are and what they're doing. So we want to kind of remember we can give ourselves permission to be like that too. So here we go. So this is me. Most of you here, I think, have actually worked with me or are working with me. I do unique brand alignment, making sure you've got your own magnetic brand that's really in alignment with you, which means you don't have to second guess your messaging, how you're showing up. You're just yourself, but it's businessy, like it's strategic, like it's activated. You've got your own powerful niche contribution. Now, the other way I might describe that as you have your own unique work in the world. And those of you that work with me know that I'm often in tears about it. Like, it's so amazing, like what people are kind of got the ability to create and what they're here to do. It's so uplifting for me. So, when you're at the seat of your work, almost like you're sitting cross-legged in your own pelvis about it, go there for a moment, completely seated down in who you are and what it is that you're doing. It's incredibly powerful. So we've got manifesting money in abundance. This is the kind of frequency that we're in today. We're pushing into that today, really in the energy of manifesting money in abundance with our mindset, bulletproof mindset. People that I'm working with, we're doing sales and success. We're working out what's happening with, houses and things like that for real estate, or with sales of people. Well, everyone's selling themselves if you're here. So we work on that. And of course, with the healing work, it's the energetic clearing and subconscious stuff that we do. Okay, so what's blocking you receiving more, and how do you increase your capacity to receive? So, if you wanted to take the invitation, you can actually have the intention that you're always increasing your capacity to receive. And so when you come from, it's a different mindset. It's a different mindset from, I've got to create more. I've got to make more money. I've got to do this, this, and this. I've got to get a better house, better car, bigger business, whatever it is. When you're coming from this energy of you're increasing your capacity to receive, can you feel that it feels more expansive, and you can feel that you've got an evolution here. It's not something that you're doing, it's an inner evolution. It's the inside game. So just take a breath into that and just take a gauge on where you are in regards to your ability to, or your capacity to increase. Now, straight away, just make a note. Are you telling the story that, don't know if I could fit more clients in, or not sure if I've got the time, or I'm already exhausted? What's going on there? Like, what do you already have in your subconscious that is blocking your able to receive more. Yeah. Because when we're receiving money, it's a whole different energy. We've got to be like super open, like we can expand at any moment. We're not trying to logically work out how we can get more. It's for another course. Okay, so in business, you're only as good as the decisions that you make. And those decisions are being made in every moment, every single moment. This is why I'm an energy coach for business, because your energy in every moment, I don't want you to get paranoid, but it's actually true, is repelling or attracting money and clients. Now, you're going to have your bad days and you're going to feel a bit flat. But that's why we've got to wire our belief systems so that if we are tired, hormonal, exhausted, overwhelmed, shock happens in life, something shifts, we've already got the beliefs to carry us through. We've already got the strong spine based on how we've always believed our life was going to be. Okay, and this is the difference between surviving and not surviving, having anxiety and feeling challenged. Yeah, so this is what we're looking for. So we're going to make these decisions consciously or unconsciously. This is why we need to wire our brain so that even when we're unconscious about what the decisions we're making, we've made them from places of abundance, not from falling down the rabbit hole. So, and sometimes, you just don't make the right call and things are outside your control. So we need to be able to reset if that's the case. We've got to have these really strong bulletproof mindsets that when things don't go away, we know how to sort of sink back. I always talk about this, sinking back into the spine, sinking back into your body, knowing that, well, that's okay because my beliefs are everything works out. Yeah. So the effects of biz and money stress can stay with you long after the cash flow and the business have recovered. So, a lot of it just becomes a cellular memory of when, you didn't have sales or you did have a failed business or the last launch didn't work. And, our job is to really flick out of that, do the energy clearing. And, you guys know the technique and I can show you at the end just to shift some of that energy out of the nervous system. But, if we've got these really strong mental beliefs as well, it just makes it a lot easier. So that's what we want. So these stressful memories create an imprint, as we know. So you can override with the positive mindset that, even when you have these things, the positive mindset can be overridden by these traumas. So we need the marriage of the two. And today we were just really making sure we've got that part sorted. This is what I think about money. This is what I think about business. This is what I think about myself. Yeah. Okay, so the subconscious is designed to keep you safe. So these unconscious blocks actually affect the way you make moves in business and they can stop you thinking big. So we're going to clear them. We're going to flick the switch. And so you're going on this journey of expansion. So we're going from being a chess player to a yogi. Very nice. Okay, so the currency of abundance is your energy. And so people are reading your energy. So with a clear energy and intention, you may not miss an opportunity that you might not be aware of in the first place. So that's the other thing. If you're wired to think a certain way about money, you're going to see the opportunities where other people aren't going to see them. Yeah. And you're also going to attract people who are like-minded, who are in abundance mindset. So you're not going to attract the clients who don't want to invest in themselves, think it's too much money, want to beat down your fees, don't want to paint the house before the sale. You just don't attract them. And if you do, your energy will have a stronger kind of resilience or a stronger magnetism, and they'll align to you. So, if you can understand the way we are as human beings, it's always the strongest person that leads. So we've got to be that strong person who's leading. Otherwise, we're going to be easily mind controlled and manipulated by people that may not have our best interest at heart. So we've got to have a really strong mind. And if you don't, you can be blaming others for lack of results. So just make a note now, like what's happening in your life now that you're blaming other people for. Could be the market, could be partners, could be the past, could be your team. Let's clean that up, because when we're working with ultimate responsibility, we're in the quantum field, we're creating everything. We can shift everything. And when you do, like when you shift difficult team members or difficult situations, you become so superhuman. And then you get all this confidence and you go to the next level because you realize just how much you can shift things. Okay, so let's get into this money in abundance. So there's 3 sections we're doing. We're going to do clearing that money is evil mindset. And often this feeling is passed down from generations as an inherited belief. Okay, so, it's so common. You'll do this all the time, especially if you're often a healer or something like that. You can often have codes of sacrifice, or I can't get too wealthy, or I've got to be serving other people. So let's see what could be blocking you. So these are some of them. I have no control over what I charge. I let my clients call the shots. Have you got that one? So just make a note. You'll feel it kind of go, oh. Another aspect of this could be, I can't really change my prices. This is what people will pay for this type of service. Well, it might be true. And there might be smart things around pricing within, the range that people are used to paying. But if you've got a feeling of contraction around it, it's not a joyful feeling. It's not feeling expansive. It's a money block. Yeah, we're sovereign beings. We get to decide everything. So if you're feeling caught in the energy of, I can only charge this much because this is what everyone pays for that, and it doesn't feel expansive, play with the energy of just changing it. Money causes nothing but trouble. Have you said that? Have you thought that? Have you in situations, family situations perhaps, where the fights are about money? We need to clear that. Money's just an energy. We just projected all that onto poor old money, and we've got to get it off. I give my money away when I have it. A lot of people do that. It's like they unconsciously give it away because they don't feel they can keep it, or they can have it, or they're not allowed to be a princess or a prince and overflow. They've got to give it away. Yeah. If you have just enough for your needs, you're rich. Some people just really like that minimalist energy, and that's fine. You might have, lived your life and really enjoyed that minimalist style. But if it's not feeling expansive anymore, then you need to change it. I hate asking clients for payment. Put in the chat if you squirm at that. It's just not a fun thing. If I buy something for myself, I feel guilty. Does any of you do that? It's only money. Who says it's only money? Please don't say it's only money. It's like saying, it's only my kids, or it's only the dog. It's an energetic thing that's here to play and serve with you. You can make it, a close relationship with it. It's really important. And then you're going to change your frequency of money. It's going to start being like a total friend in your life that you cherish and love. Yeah. Because you get to make money whatever you want it to be. So we might as well make it something really lovely. It's neutral money. Or it's tainted with what everyone else thinks about money. So it's unnecessary and greedy to want a first-class life. So do you have little kind of woundings around, why have they got a private jet? How ridiculous. Do you say that? Have you got a bit of that energy? You just play with not having it, because it is what it is. You can have anything. If you really, really wanted it, you could at least be getting a ride in one day. And you don't want to have a story around it. It is what it is. I charge a lot less than other people. My reward is the results that the clients get. And that may have, helped you get your business off the ground. And bring through your unique codes, your unique work. And I know that your unique work is in the same, for those of you that are into astrology, I'm not particularly into it. I don't know much about it, but what I do know is that money and your talents are in the same house. So you can get confused around, oh, I'm just really talented and I'm getting all these results, and then ignore the other part in the house, which is the money, and kind of discount the money or not think it's important. We want to bring the money to the forward as well and be really in the graciousness of the money. So who said that? I'm sure I would have said that so many times over the years when I first started in this journey. Okay, so what you can say is, I have no control of what I charge. I let my clients call the shots. You could say, I love what I do and I'm in control of how I get paid. So one of the things, if you are in business, I really recommend that you control how you get paid. It's super important. Like if you've got clients that are going, oh, can I do a different payment plan, or can I pay this later? Just play with the energy of just saying, no, this is how I get paid. Because you'll find what often happens, you'll start getting money leaks. I've noticed it with me. A couple of people play differently. I start to get money leaks in the business. Like, no, you're paying on that link, happens this way. That's the way it happens. I don't get the money leaks. So these tiny little money leaks start to happen, and if you track them, which is what my job is, to track these things, you go, oh my goodness, that's where the leak was. So play with the idea that you are in control of how and when you get paid. So I find a lot of tradies and in those kind of sectors, they don't do that well because they do the job and then they wait to get paid. I say to them, why don't you just because the industry is doing that, you don't have to. So be really clear about how you would like to get paid. Do some journaling on it. Take some time. What would feel amazing to you? And even if you can't work out how it could happen now, you put it out into the quantum field that this is what your desire is. And you just, I get everyone to walk who's working with me usually. Go for a walk and imagine that is actually how you get paid. And I guarantee you'll come back to me and go, oh, you won't believe it, Jen. This is how I get paid now. I didn't think it was possible, but this is how I do it. Yeah, so geek out on it. How would you like to get paid? Not just the amount, but the how. Money brings me endless pleasure and it's confirmation that I'm doing great work in the world. You can say that instead of money causes nothing but trouble. Instead, we talk about it bringing endless pleasure. I give my money away when I have it. What you could say instead is, I value money and I have clear boundaries around what I do with it. Breathe into that, guys. Who needs that? That is so powerful. I value money and I have clear boundaries around what I do with it. Can you feel a strengthening happening in your nervous system just by thinking that could be a belief that you could take on and you could live with? Yeah. Little things, giving money to your kids, just tiny little things can be the leak. If you have just enough for your needs, you're rich. You could try, every day I increase my ability to enjoy wealth on every level. Now, it's really powerful, and I actually think it's quite a spiritual path to work in the abundance codes, because for those of you that don't money shine, it's connected to the divine. It's about receiving the blessings in the world and the blessings of you. So if you really play this journey of really enjoying the pleasures of wealth and increasing your wealth on every level, the wealth of your relationships, the wealth of nature, the wealth of your work, the wealth of the connections that you're having with the clients, go there. Go into that feeling of abundance and away from the feeling of lack. So I hate asking clients for payment. Put in the chat if that's you. You could say, I enjoy being in business and I'm a professional in all my transactions. So we're flicking into business mindset. It's a business. Unless you've just taken vows of being a nun or something, or a monk, which I don't think anyone has here, That means you're in business. Yeah. So I enjoy being in business and being a professional in all my transactions. And just notice how your energy feels around that. It's that people, you know, I'll have to tell you what happens with this. People feel better around you. People feel really good around professional people who are really professional about payments and transactions. They actually feel better around you because it just sets out a whole lot of energetic cords that cords everyone up when everyone's being a bit codependent, and it's exhausting for everyone. They like it when you're really straight about the money, and you'll notice that you'll attract more clients by being like that. If I buy something for myself, I feel guilty. You could say, I love to buy things that are right for me. See how the whole mindset changes, the whole rewiring. You go to buy, you want to buy something, and you've got the mindset, I love to buy things that are right for me. You'll probably walk out of the shop and not buy the thing that's not right without any guilt. And when you do, you know, cha-ching, put your credit card on the bench to buy something beautiful for yourself, you won't feel guilty because you're coded to only buy things that are right for you. It's only money. Money is a valuable resource, and I appreciate every dollar I make. Got to appreciate every dollar. I've got some amazing stories on that, which I won't share now, but really look at the money, see all the things that it's buying. And this is the gratitude codes. Just really appreciate every dollar that comes in. And even if it's a low ticket thing, or you've sold something that's not got a high commission on it, you've got to still appreciate it, every single cent. Like they talk about it, and I do it myself. You know, there's $2 on the ground or 10 cents. You pick it up and put it into the container for that. You're really appreciating every small amount. You don't go, oh, that's not much, or that client's not paying much for that service. You appreciate all of it, just like it's the $5,000 thing, or the $6,000 commission's just as good as the $30,000 one. Otherwise, you're going to get money leaks. It's unnecessary and greedy to want a first-class life. You could say it's part of my journey to increase my income and create a better life for myself and my family, and the world around me. Yeah. And it's not part of everyone's journey, by the way, to really increase their income. I usually attract people where, well, I put out for soul line clients who do want to increase their income, because that means I know that they're going to be hungry to be the best that they can be. Otherwise, it's not as exciting for me to coach people who aren't wanting to increase their income, because that means I know they're going to dig deep. So, you know, it can be part of your journey too, to create a better life. Yeah. And a better life means not waking up at 3 a.m. worried about money. That is simply the better life. Not talking about buying a whole lot of, you know, consumer products. I'm talking about the quality of having no stress in your life, because you can, you know, you've got more than enough for the things that you desire. Okay, I charge a lot less than other people, and my reward is the results my clients get. What you could say is, I love the results my clients get, and I'm highly rewarded for the massive contribution I make in their lives. So that's got goosebumps for you guys on that. Can you feel how powerful, especially if, you know, all of you, if you're in real estate, I believe you're a healer anyway, mostly. Most of you are healers and coaches and people that transform. It's so invaluable what you're doing with people. Sometimes it's one sentence that you've said that has changed the whole trajectory of someone's life. So this needs to be valued. You need to be highly rewarded for that, not just emotionally, because I know a lot of you get a lot of fulfillment from your work, but also financially. And so you just sit with that and go, yeah, that's worth a lot of money. And when you start to see money as energy, and when you start to see the exchange of your gifts and talents in the world as being like part of the exchange of energy, kind of like Bitcoin or something, you know, like it's an energy that's not really real, you can't touch it, and you start seeing it as a valuable exchange of the frequency of money, you're away. You're on track now. You're lifted. You're in flow, and off you go. You've got the codes. Yeah. So it's not a time for money. It's the energy of the contribution, really sitting deep down in yourself, knowing that that is a frequency of money. And I'm not talking about don't do time for money or any of those kind of coaching, things that we talk about on how to make money. I'm getting you to just understand that as a frequency, because if you get around with that in your brain pathways, that the things that you do for people create incredible value, usually makes them a lot of money, then you're going to get around feeling like super professional, a bit of a badass, and just so good. Yeah. And also, I'll say one more thing about it. When you get this code, when you walk in the energy of this, you're going to get downloads all the time about what to sell, who to attract, because you're going to be owning your gift in the world, and you're going to have it totally connected to the frequency of money. And you won't have to worry about, am I leveraging my business? Am I doing time for money? You won't even worry about those details. You'll be just connected to the code of money. Okay, so we're clearing the doomed mindset. And often these feelings of doom come from childhood memories or family beliefs and background, and they can also be re-triggered by global disasters. So, that's what happened a lot in the last couple of years, like old trauma that actually sits in the really in the tailbone and the primitive brain gets reactivated. And so this is what we do not want to be part of, the group consciousness around the reactivation of ancient trauma, which happens on the planet. There's going to be a reactivation again. Everyone's going to have this, the whooshes around the world again when everyone gets triggered. All the people from Ireland get triggered from the Irish thing, and the Jewish people get triggered. And then we've got the melting pot of all the things. And we don't want that. We want to be soul aligned. When we're soul aligned, we're managing our primitive brain in a completely different way. We can feel these weird, dense fear energies come up, and we can erase and delete them pretty quickly based on the way we see the world and what we've wired in our brain pathways. When you get this right, you lift the people around you, you heal your family line. So amazing the way we're designed. And you don't pass it on to your children because of your wiring. So this is probably my biggest, this would be probably my biggest unique work in the world for myself. And because I just think it's just breaking karma when you do this. And so how you think and what you see money and how you see it, just with what we're going to do with the affirmations, can be really powerful. So other people have money, we don't. So that might have been triggered by COVID or something. You might have been doing well. Suddenly the market changes, not getting clients, whatever's happening. And then it clicks back into that childhood memory of, not having money as a kid, or the great grandfather who went through the depression. It's all sitting in your DNA. No, it's so interesting. Okay, other people win the lottery. That could also mean other people suddenly get lots of followers. Other people's, launches do 600,000 a launch or $1 million launches, and mine don't. All that stuff. It's like other people getting wins basically, and you don't. It's not just winning the lottery. I have bad luck with money. Now there's, when you're doing the deeper work, we're not doing this today, but when you're doing the deeper work, there can be family curses. There just is. We go in and we clear them. That's what I call the invisible spiritual blocks, where it's almost like karmically there's been a bit of karma to pay through the family line, and we can clear that. Really, if we get into alignment with the divine and with our contribution in the world, they can be cleared. They just have to be identified and released. It always seems to end up, I always seem to end up handing over my money over to other people. Do you do that? Do you have the money, next minute it's all gone, you got to hand it over? I never had money when I was a child. I'm not as smart as other people. Maybe you didn't go to university, college, not as smart at articulating your ideas as other people. This is the best I can do as far as charging fair fees. Feel how heavy that feels. Hey, it's like you've got a ceiling. Can you feel that? It's always a lie. There's always another way. I can never afford things I need that other people can afford. And finally, if I ever receive a large sum, something happens so that I end up financially worse than ever. Who's done that? They suddenly get a big thing and then the fridge breaks or the car breaks or the tax bill comes in and they thought they were doing well and they hadn't worked it out, the tax on it. Okay, let's see what we can do instead. Other people have money, we don't. We could say, I always have the money to change my destiny no matter what has happened in the past. Take a big breath into that. That is so juicy, isn't it? I always have the power to change my destiny no matter what has happened in the past. Well, you actually do. It's actually true. Other people win. I love seeing others win, and I celebrate my own wins daily. I have bad luck with money. What you could say is, I learn from my mistakes and I'm masterful at managing my money. And now if you imagine if you've got that coming up on your phone as a silent affirmation, how powerful that would be. You start getting really masterful around it. I always seem to end up handing over my money to other people. What you could say is other people support me and I receive money from expected and unexpected sources. So I really recommend you put that one in as an alarm if you feel like you're the one that's doing everything, if you're the one that's trying a bit hard, or haven't got the support of someone else's money. Yeah, if you're single or whatever, I would put that one in. Because we want to allow the support to come into your energetic field. And if your brain is wired for that, you're more likely to bring it in. I never had money when I was a child. Could be. I love how I've transformed my life and empowered myself as an adult. I'm not as smart as other people. I love this one. And this is basically the work we do with a lot of people too. What you could say is, my expertise is clear to me and others, and I'm highly rewarded for all my unique skills. And this is where we get really, people getting really entrepreneurial and really good at what they do, but not in the traditional way. Often it's the alchemist money archetype. Get them really clever about how they package themselves, how they see themselves, and that's really smart. This is the best I can do. What you could say is, I'm open to seeing things differently and creating an income above and beyond where I have been before. That would be like the standard affirmation I think everybody needs, because part of, this manifesting energy that we're working in, if you're working with me particularly, and we're working in the quantum field, we have to see things differently. If you talk to Aboriginal people, apparently they don't see this, they don't read the stars, they read the dark sky, not the stars. And that's how they do their astrology. Amazing, eh? So it's the same with us. We've got to just change the focus. We're seeing the background, not the color in the front. That's how we can really change the income. Yeah. We've got to almost fade our vision. Or we talked about it in one of the other classes, you can either really sharpen or fade. So you just go into the dreaminess, okay, I can see things differently. If I was seeing things differently and then just let go and then suddenly go, oh, I could do that. Or a strategy will come across your path. You go, that's what I was looking for. That's what I was going to do. Yeah. I can never afford things. What you could say is, I always have everything I need and there's always more coming. Right? And this actually helps us to manifest the soul desires. Remember, you manifest from soul desire. I would love a new jacket. I would love a new car. I would love more clients. I would love to work in this way. Put it out there. And then you're in the moment going, oh my goodness, I have everything I need. and there's always more coming. So then you're in the moment, and you're also in the quantum field, pulling the thing towards you that you've put out there that you want. Can you see that? You're in the future timeline and the present timeline at the same time. So you're not working towards things. There's always more coming, and you're super in the now of the abundance. Okay, if I ever receive a large sum, what you could say is, I often attract large sums of money. It's a simply normal part of me and part of my life. How good does that feel? It's just normal. And this is how we manifest, guys. Like if something becomes so clear to us that we can feel it so clearly, and we can call it in and see it in such a clear way, you watch, it just becomes simply normal. It's so badass when you get it. Like, you just know what you're doing. So just be in that. If you do want large sums of money, you can just decide that it's normal to get them. And so also you'll know when you get there. It's when you get the big payment, or you get the big, income month, you just go, oh yeah, cool. Like, it's normal. That's when we know you're in the flow. It's not that you're not grateful. You're just not swinging off the, no, you're just like, oh yeah, that feels normal. I'm celebrating, I'm grateful, but it's normal. It feels normal to me. Yeah. Okay. Often the beliefs that you've created through past financial failures, shiny object syndrome, which I'm dead against, and lack of alignment. So this is the clearing I can't keep it money mindset. When you get this right, you're not going to be easily manipulated, like we talked before, mind controlled by people that have got a stronger energy than you. You're in control of your own money mindset, right? You're deciding what the money that you're going to create. You're deciding how you're going to work, who you're going to call in. And so therefore, if you see a strategy or a thing out there that you think you need, you'll know straight away if you need it. And you'll also know if it's like, oh, I don't feel like I'm enough. I'm never going to get there without this. If you have that feeling, take a breath, ask yourself, is that actually true? Is this a fair thing that's come in that's made me think I've got to invest in this or do this thing, right? So watch that one, because that's how you lose your alignment and your sovereignty, and then you can't be connected, and then your work's not going to be as powerful. Someone's going to take your power. So the I can't keep it money mindset. I have just enough money for my needs. People always need my money. Other people always need my money. I often realize I've left myself short. There's usually less cash in the bank than I think at the end of the month. I can manifest everything I need except money. So we often find people do a lot of contras, or someone drops off a new car, an old car for them, or they get someone's TV or something, but they don't get to go and buy their own new one. My money seems to be gone the moment it hits the bank. I'm no good with money again. I make stupid mistakes that cost me money. So, let's also clear the energy. If you have invested in things that you felt like you haven't got results for, you just change your mindset on that, because everything's part of the journey, right? And they'll always, whenever people come to me and they go, oh, I worked with this person, and I can always find stuff that they got from that person. There's always been something that they could use. Okay, so that's about being resourceful. So I have just enough money for my needs. What you could say, I have more than enough money to pay the bills, and I have an excess of money is natural and normal and part of my everyday life. Bang, that's it. It's just normal to pay all the bills and have an excess, right? People always need my money. I see others as empowered and resourceful, and I offer my support in this way, and it brings out the best in everyone, and the rewards go deep. So, we've got that hack. If you're a nurturer money archetype, you'll probably be, opening up your mouth too soon. We talked about it yesterday when we were doing clearings on this. Mute your phone, zip your mouth. When someone comes to you needy, take a breath, look at them, hold the space. Don't jump straight in and decide to fix it for them financially, with your time, and otherwise. And so we've really got to watch out for that energy. So take a breath, have a signature statement. Oh, I can see you're really going to get through that. Let me know how you go. Or you could at least say, if it's a family member, let me know if you need my help. Because then they actually have to say, oh, yes, I do. Can I borrow $100 or whatever it is? But if you're just going, oh, let me just give that, oh, I can, you've got an energy leak. It's a money leak, right? So you're looking after yourself. You see them as powerful. You mute your phone. Because if you're a generous spirit, like most of us here, I know I've learned this the hard way, you just want to quickly fix everything, and then you've robbed them of being resourceful. At least say, how can I, is there anything I can do to help? They have to actually say, yes, I want to borrow some money. Yes, I want you to help me pick up the dog. Yes, whatever it is. They actually have to voice it. Very powerful for your energy when they do that. Okay, so it's just a little hack, energy hack for that. So I often realize I've left myself short. You could say I'm ahead of the game when it comes to money, and I know exactly what I would like to manifest. So sometimes we've got things that we want to buy and we know the amount, so we know exactly what we need to bring in. You know, a lot of people, I can't believe so many people don't actually know how much money they need a month. It's quite extraordinary. And so they're flying blind. So you got to know how much you want, how much it is, what's the savings on that, what's the tax on that. Okay, well, I need 28,000 minimum. That's it. Okay, well, I need to get that a month, for instance. Or maybe it's only 10. Okay, I need 10 to pay tax, to put away, you know, some savings. What I would really like is to put away another 10 or 20. Therefore, I need 30. Okay, I'm manifesting 30 grand a month, whatever it is. Can you see what I mean? So you get really clear. Don't be flying blind around the numbers that you're going for. So you can write them down, have a really clear understanding. Once they're written down, they're out of your brain and you're not going around with dollar signs in your eyes, pushing people away because you seem to be all about the money and all about invested in yourself. That's what we don't want. There's usually less cash in the bank than I think there is. You could say, I have a strong gut feel around my cash flow and I'm conscientious around knowing my numbers, right? That's powerful. And what I found is a lot of people do get really good, strong gut feel around their cash flow. And then just check the numbers once a month. If, you know, just do your profit and loss once a month, check it in. You'll find that if you start getting into your gut feel around it, you wouldn't have overspent. You kind of know when you're pushing too much in one direction. And if you can marry the two, that's really a really powerful flow with money. I can manifest everything I need except money. You could say, I have a close relationship with money and it comes easily into my life and it's an easy way for me to feel blessed. Yeah. So people feel blessed by other people helping them around the house, But what if you could just buy or hire the truck you needed to move that stuff as opposed to asking everyone? I mean, it's cool to ask everyone, but it's also cool to think, you know what, I could actually pay for that myself. Very powerful energy to do that. My money is gone the moment it hits the bank. You could say it is normal for me to see more than enough in my bank account. I don't have a separate bank account for my business. Some of you don't sometimes. Just get it really clear. It's just so much easier. You know, you've got the one credit card you pull out and you got the other one for the other stuff. Bookkeepers can do it easily. You don't have to invest in a whole lot of extra software. It's just super simple. Remember, money wants it to be really simple. Really simple. So you're not working out your receipts in the same way. Bookkeeper can work out how it all flows. It's much easier. So you could say having clear finances is an exciting part of my empowerment. I'm no good with money. You could say I'm getting better and better at creating and managing money every single day. Because it's a journey. Money is a journey. Yeah. I make stupid mistakes that cost me money. You could say I'm conscious and clear about all my decisions and I'm rewarded well by my wise choices. How good is that? Now, also the other thing, when you're in abundance codes, you might spend money on things that people don't think are necessary. but you know that they code you for success. They know that it's part of your vibe to create success. So it's only you that knows how you to best spend money that's going to actually lift you abundantly. Yeah. So it's not about cutting back, not needing that. If you do need to go down to the cafe and have a coffee every day and it costs you $6 or something, $5, and you know that's part of your vibe, you might want to keep that, right? Because you might be bumping into people down there that's lifting your vibe, or it starts your day, because your frequency is money. So if it lifts your frequency and you can track that, I track these things. It's exciting for me. I geek out on it. I cut back on that, but then I had a loss of income. But when I'm doing that, even though it costs me money, I create so much more money because I'm in my abundance energy. So just be really clear around what the energy of, you have around money. Okay, so put in the chat anything coming through that you felt was interesting for you. And what we might do, we might just sort of activate those for you. So we'll just do a quick clearing on that. We're just going to clear an emotion for those of you. I'm going to use the kinesiology who don't know how I do this. I'm going to do a little energy clearing in the brain pathways. We're going to clear the emotion smothered. So how do you feel smothered at the moment? The cluttered, smothered? Does the kind of money not feel light to you? What the frequency of money should feel really light and joyous. If you're in the money codes, if you're in the abundance codes, talk about it in Money Shine, it's like in your higher self with regards to prosperity, it usually feels super light. Yeah. Saving feels super light. Paying bills feels super light. Creating money next week feels super light. Attracting clients next month feels super light. You feel that? You're in a light energy. Okay, so we're going to shift that into, I want you to pick the one that you love the most. Yeah. What was the affirmation you loved the most? And I want you to say, my goal for this balance is, and then say the thing. And I want you to close your eyes and I want you to imagine the goal after healing, what that's going to feel like. Really feel it. And then we'll go. So you can't quite see it. So when I pick it up with kinesiology, you can't quite see it, but it's actually based on things that you've seen before. So just bring to mind a picture of something that makes you feel a bit shitty about that. The look of your body, your face, someone's face, a situation. Try and get a picture of that for me. And then I want you to bunch up your fingers and keep your face to the front. And we're just going to look at the fingers. We'll take our hands in a big circle round. And then we're going to go back. And that pulls everything out. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of this energetic scar or this thing in the cellular memory that keeps, it's a picture that you've got. We're sort of going to delete the picture, right? And it's an energetic scar. It's coming up as an energetic scar. So it's a bit scarred. You know, when you've got a scar that's not healing, there's a mark there. So even though you're trying to be this person that's like this, there's a bit of scar tissue around it. So let's just clear the scar tissue. And you're going to put your hand on your forehead and we're going to tap straight down the midline. And I want you to think about that situation and just feel the scar of it. And we just let it release and breathing in and breathing out, particularly how things look, just coming up and breathing in and breathing out and in and out and normal breathing. And just accept, yeah, that's what it was like. Yeah, that's what it was like for you. Okay, and then I want you to get your the new mindset, and I want you to tap around your ears in a circle like that. And I want you to say the affirmation, whatever it is. I have more than enough money to whatever it is. Yeah, to say it out loud. Da 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 da. Take a big breath in and feel your tailbone on the seat if you're sitting down. Just get a sense of really locking that into the primitive brain in energy down there, the back of the brain. Just lock it in. That's my new thing. And, you know, we're so powerful when we use our willpower. So I want you to just call it in, and you can make a sound. Maybe just click your fingers, go, that's me. I flick the switch. I think like that now. Just decided. I'm done. That's it. I think like that. Lock it in. Yeah. Take a big breath in. So anywhere and everywhere where you have not been able to lock in this mindset, we have had energetic scars based on your childhood, generational programs, past experiences. Are you willing to let that go? So we ask for this to be erased and deleted across all timelines, all dimensions, all levels of consciousness and beyond. So breathing in love, grace, and forgiveness. And breathing out all the energies that no longer serve. And once again, let's just tap it in, say the affirmation. Yep, got it. This is what I'm doing. I'm living this way now. I'm choosing it. Because guess what? We are actually allowed to choose our beliefs. It's called being a human being, right? Okay, so I now choose. And then say the affirmation that you're choosing. I accept and retain the benefits of this balance. I now know and believe that once this balance is fully integrated, and then say the thing. Make a sound if you want. And if you do make a sound, you can click yourself into it later, go, oh yeah, that's right. I'm thinking that now. I forgot. Yep, that's right. That's what I'm thinking. Well, if I was thinking that way, what would I be doing now? Oh, I'll go and have a cup of tea and then I'll come back to it. Whatever. I'm thinking that way now. Yep, just owning that thought. Okay, let's see what we've got now. All right, guys, who's joining me for the magnetic money and brand coaching? That starts very soon, starts tomorrow. It's 3 months coaching with me. We do actually end up doing 2 sessions a week. We do the healing class on a Tuesday night if you're in America, Wednesday, and then you're coaching with me in a group, going through all the templates on your magnetic money and brand. And so you can really be in the manifest money in alignment with your unique work in the world. And this is a bit different to Money Shine because we're really going into your unique work in the world, which we don't do so much in Money Shine. It's more just doing all your healing around money. This is that, and your, like, what's your work, what's your branding, what's some of the messaging, and I've got, you're in my energy, and I'm helping you for 3 months. So let me know or you can go to the website and you can see that there. Okay, guys, thank you so much for coming. Love you heaps. Great to see you on the screen. And we'll see you soon. Enjoy those affirmations. Bye.